their mind, and how they can change to assume new shapes. I ask the help of the gods who know the truth. Change me.
Change me so let me glimpse the secret and speak, better than I know how.
Of the world's birthing and the creation of all things, from the first to the very latest.
Before there was
Water and dry land.
Before there was water and dry land, or even heaven and earth, nature was all the same. What we call chaos. Neither sun to shed its light, nor moon to wax and wane, nor earth hung in its atmosphere of air. If there was land and sea, there was no discernible shoreline, no way to walk on the one or swim or sail in the other. There was neither reason nor order, until at last a god spark glowed and shone like a beam of light to define earth from the heavens and separate water from hard ground.
Once these distinctions were made, matter began to behave.
The sky displayed its array of stars and their constellations.
A twinkling template of order. The sea upon which they shone quickened with fish, the woods and the meadows of game,
The air with twittering birds.
each order of creature settling into itself.
A paradise, it would seem, except one thing was lacking. Words.
And
So, man was born.
He was born that he might
Talk.
Some say that God perfected the world, created of his divine substance the race of humans.
Others maintain that it comes from the natural order of things.
But one way or another, people came, erect, standing tall, with our faces set not to gaze down at the dirt beneath our feet, but upward toward the sky in pride or perhaps nostalgia.
What would you do with all the money in the world? Bella.
What a question.
I know what I would do. Do you want to know what I would do?
No.
I'd never do laundry again.
That's the big dream.
I mean, among other things.
Do you want to hear a little story?
About rich people?
Yes.
Always.
There was a certain king named Midas. Net worth 100 billion. I'll be hanged!
No, I'm not a greedy man, but it is an accepted fact, a proven fact, that money is indeed a good thing. A thing to be longed for, and my God, I have a lot of it. It wasn't always this way with me. The boats, the houses by the sea, the summer cottages and winter palaces, the exotic furnishings, soft clothes and food and... Honey, can you stop that now? Be still. Daddy's talking. Excuse me. The outrageous food and 200-year-old wine. No, it wasn't always like this. I came up from poor and worked hard all my life. Still do, mind you. My father was a minor manufacturer somewhere. But I was born with a head for business, and it's always been as though everything I've touched has turned to solid gold. Not literally, of course. I mean, when that turned to profit, I meant. And, sweetheart, Daddy asked you, be still. Take it inside. You see this pool? It costs a pretty penny, that I can tell you. But all it takes is hard work, plain and simple. And those who haven't got it in them, well, they just haven't got it. What can anyone do? Be still. You're driving me nuts already. But you know, I never forget that I do it all for my family. You see, that's what it's all for. Family is the most important thing, isn't it? One's own family, I mean, not anyone else's. When I get home at midnight 7 days a week, and the moments before I sleep, I realize that I do it all for my family. Yes, that's what it's all for.
Sir,
Yes, what is it?
this man's been making trouble in the town. We believe he's a baker, sir, the worst, most drunken kind. Hello, King! What should we do? Nice place. Execute him.
No need. In my day, I've certainly been 3 sheets to the wind.
3 sheets to the... What the hell are you talking about, King? I'm all round up.
Why, even last week at the feast...
Let me tell you something. You know what?
No, what?
Let me tell you.
Yes.
Let me tell you something.
Yes, all right.
I've been all over the world.
Oh, have you?
Yes, I'm lost now,
Uh-huh.
but I've been all over the place.
How nice for you.
You listening? Well, let me tell you, there's a country beyond this one.
How very fascinating. Well, if you excuse me,
No, listen, I sprayed from the crowd and I'm lost now, but there's a country.
Asia, further. Africa.
No further, over the ocean, I've been there.
Oh.
And King, I tell you, it's like a dream. I am telling you that the people in this place, they see each other. And in this place, they live without desire of any kind. And so there's no time. They got the pretty sky above and the pretty moon at night, and they got the meadows and the yellow flowers.
Well, thank you. This has been
And
the
the
most
people live
entertaining.
forever. And
What?
they live forever. They never die.
What is it? Some herb they have? Some...
No.
Something in the air. Something we could distill. I have shipping fleets, you know, to bring in.
No, it's... Is that your daughter?
What? Yes, go on. Get out of here. Be still for once in your life. Go on.
You're a rich lady?
Go on. Is it an animal? Even better if it's an animal. We can breed them. My God, the millions. Don't worry, young man. You'll get your cut.
No.
It's not an animal? What is it? What is the secret to eternal life?
It's here.
Some formula. You have it. The formula.
No, it's here.
What?
And here.
Oh, that! The inner life. What uselessness. All right, then, off you go. You may sleep in the cabana.
Thank you.
Oh, for God's sake, turn him over. Someone turn him over before he drowns.
Matt fell, but when the rosy-fingered dawn came back again,
Good Lord, who's there?
Well, I hear you got a follower of mine.
A follower?
Yeah, Silenus. He went from our group who was passing close to town. Are you curious with you?
The one in the cabana? Yes, take him. He's all yours.
You know, Midas, said I was going to tear up. I'm glad you took care of him. You saw that he didn't drown in his drunken condition. Because of that, I present you with a gift.
A gift?
Yeah, you know, some ability or a minor miracle or something like that, or
then grant me that everything I touch, everything I put my hands to, will turn to solid gold.
Come on, Midas, that's a really bad idea.
What do you mean it's a bad idea? It's a brilliant idea.
Come on, Midas, let's use our noggin right there. Please, think about
No, you think about it. You gave your oath. We had a deal for God's sakes. Now follow through.
All right, then.
And from that moment on, everything he touched turned to precious gold.
Wait a minute. Let me see where it began.
He went out walking, and with every step the gravel turned to golden nuggets. Delighted, he put his hands to branches of trees and to flowers, and he got those branches and flowers. All day long, he experimented, almost insane with happiness, that the world had become his personal treasure. Late at night, he stumbled back into the garden, hidden, precious gold.
No. Pockets! Take it away! Take it away! Pockets!
Sorry, I can't.
Yes, you can. You must.
Sorry, Midas. I'm sorry.
No! Take it away now!
Midas, I'm sorry. There is one way.
What is it?
Listen closely. Walk as far as the ends of the earth. Look for a pool of water that reflects the stars at night. Wash your hands in it, and there is a chance that everything will be restored in the end.
Was that too sad for you? A little. All right, then here's another.
There once was a king named Ceyx, who had as his queen Alcyone, daughter of Aeolus, master of the winds. These two adored each other and lived in monotony and happiness. Nothing in this world is safe.
It isn't true.
It is.
One day Alcyone heard that Ceyx had ordered a ship be made ready for a sea voyage to visit a far-off oracle.
How can you leave me alone? I'll pine in your absence. Over land, it is a long and arduous trip, but I'd still prefer that to a voyage by sea, which I fear for my father's winds are wild and savage. You think, as his son-in-law, you may get some special treatment. Not so. Once I've escaped my father's cave, those winds are wild and beyond anyone's control. As a girl, I watched them come home exhausted and spent, and I learned to fear them. Now I am petrified, surely, she said. If you die, my life is over, and I shall be cursed with every reluctant breath I draw.
My love, I hate to choose between my journeys, but how can I live this way? Stranded on shore, afraid, domesticated, diminished, a kind of lapdog?
Take me with you at least, and we'll meet the storms together, which I fear much less than to be left a widow.
In 2 months' time, I'll be back.
No, I fear you won't. I know you won't.
In 2 months' time. For that short time, you can be brave and endure the trial of waiting.
She was hardly consoled, but saw she could not hold out any longer in the face of this resolve. She allowed herself to be soothed and consented to his going. There were no changes left to be made, there were no decisions Why?
There are no details left to be checked.
There were no details left to be checked, no last-minute decisions to make, and the men arranged their benches and ready to row and go. He boarded and gave a sigh, and then he turned to wave at her. She waved at him while the ship pursued the white.
While the ribbon of the Blackwater widened.
While the ribbon of Blackwater widened between the ship and shore, she gazed at him until he was no longer distinguishable, but still she and then the whole hull was gone, only the sails remained, and then they too disappeared. She gazed at the empty and desolate blue, and then went to her lonely, empty bedroom to give herself over to weeping.
The vessel cleared the harbor and caught the freshening wind, which set the rigging to singing and slapping against the spars. I ordered the rowers to ship their oars and the sailors to set the yards and make sail. Our ship ran before the wind. We made satisfactory progress all that day and had reached a point of no return, with as much blue water astern as remained ahead.
But as the sun was sinking in the horizon, the waves, everywhere blue until now, began to be flecked with white waves the sailors so dislike. Line.
The weather was worse.
The weather was worse with every moment, for the winds were on the loose.
Reef the sails! Bail the water! Secure the spars!
But Poseidon and his pension had arrived. The rest was one enormous green catastrophe.
One would think that the waves were lions crazed with hunters' wounds, or that the ship was a besieged town, attacked by a horde of madmen. One would think that the heavens were crazed with lust to join the turbulent sea, which returned their bizarre passion and tried to rise up and embrace the air.
The men have lost their belief in their captain, their courage, their nautical skill, and even their will to live as they wait for the end. One groans, one weeps and groans aloud. Another, no braver, is silent, dumbstruck. One calls on the gods for mercy. Another curses his fate, and one says one word.
Alcyone.
Again